Hi everyone, in today's hobby video I'm going to unbox the new Cadian shock troops and Gaunt's ghost kits. Right, so for the boxes themselves, there's not much here beyond what we've already seen probably from the GW announcements. One thing I will say is you can distinctly see the difference in amount of plastic you get for the Cadian shock troops versus the Gaunt's ghosts, and it feels a bit strange when I think this is £29 versus £42, but the GW plastic value equation never really makes sense. One tiny note, which is a bit details, is it seems that the colour guide for Cadians now includes a black rifle buttstock. So for all of those quite focused on the smaller details, that's obviously very important. But as I said, everything else in the box is basically what you would have seen on the GW announcements. Then the basics, so the Cadian sprue has the 25mm by 10, the same old transfer sheet, no change there. And then the Gaunt's Ghost, the 6 models come on 28mm, or I believe it's exactly 28.5mm. So obviously like a character style bunch of models. Okay, then the sprues, so the Cadians, no change with the original sprues. Looks like the casks are identically no change to 2005, so although I think the plastic is a bit better quality by the looks and feels of it. I think main benefit here is you just get all of what you used to get, so you're not losing any value from that point of view. So you've got all of the standard stuff with the grenade launcher, chainsword and flamer, and then of course all the bits and bobs for the line troopers. Okay, no change there. And basically for the Cadians, where the changes occurred, as you know, is the upgrade sprue. So this is basically where the sort of magic happens, and there is a lot here. So I think the key thing you're going to note is all the heads. In the instructions, we'll see them actually sort of segments them to make it a bit easier to sort of understand what you get. But I believe there's particularly one bloke who's got like a setup for Mr. Flamer. So he's got his goggles or a mask. And I'm very confident that the melter and the plasma are what you used to get, what you do get also in the command squad kit. Likewise, a plasma pistol as well. The new things are obviously the slung bolt gun, which is fantastic for the sergeant. A new power sword, because the only power sword we've got currently is a robotic arm in the command squad kit. This sniper rifle, which is again new compared to the only existing command squad kit with a cloaked individual. The bolt pistol, which is also nice to see with his little tag hanging off. And then of course the robo arm for the sergeant. I think we'll look at the heads in a bit more detail in the actual instructions themselves, but there's a lot here, and as I said before, including what you get in the standard frame, you've now got in excess of 30 heads to choose from. So I think the main selling point of this kit is now you can have conscripts, standard troopers or veterans, or even some sort of specialist team. So this is where the magic happens, and it's looking really good and a lot of options here. So I'd say probably too many heads, to be honest, because you know, you've got 10 models here, now you're going to have excess of like 30, but hey ho, everyone loves spare bits, don't they? Right, so that's the Cadians, so all basically happening here. Now the ghosts, and as I joked before, as far as the value equation is concerned, you're getting this single sprue for £42 versus this pile of plastic over here for, I think it's £29, but hey ho. Right, so the key note here is these are all fixed in place. There's no chance for any real sort of kit bashing or using parts for other kits, because even all the these las carbines, they appear to need to go on the back of the models. There's nothing really here you could take off and use elsewhere easily, because it'd make the individual model here look quite absent, with actually bits of the kit physically missing. First impressions is this is a very beautiful kit, some great detail, and you can certainly see the technology is stepping forward in the GW factories, certainly compared to us for Astra Militarum with our older kits. Nothing really to say here beyond what you see on the box and also on the website, but first impressions is it's a very nice kit. Although I would say you have to be careful when you glue this type of thing, because you can often have gaps between the cloaks and the actual body of the model. So when it comes to building these, we'll obviously have to see, but this is a very nice looking sprue, albeit for 42 pounds, which is a lot of money. Okay, then on to the instruction manuals, or instruction leaflets. The Cadian shock troops, there's basically nothing really to talk about here. It does give you some very detailed instructions if you are new to the hobby, which is obviously important for those just starting out. And there's the recommendations I said about here, Mr. Flamer Man and also Mr. Melter Gun or Plasma Gun Man. Obviously the weapons are meant to be quite hot when they're fired, so he's got a bit of facial coverage, not burning off his eyebrows. Then we've got some new options for Mr. Voxcaster Man, which is fantastic to see. Got beyond just what's already in the kit, because I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest, which is just there. I think it's looking a whole lot better. Then a couple of recommendations for Sniper Man with the leafy helmet, which is cool to see, which is a nice detail. And of course down here they talk about Mr. Sergeant Man with his peak cap versus the standard chap at the moment with the headset. Yeah, there's, as I said, I mean, you've probably seen the leaks and the announcements. What's that? You know, freaking like 25 individual heads, or well, that's actually 30, isn't it? But a lot of detail, a lot of options. With helmets, without helmets, with goggles, without goggles, and there's even a bloke who looks like he's going to rob you with or not with a balaclava. Something in here as well. Now, something I was hoping to see a bit of detail about the new codex is actually in the instructions. If you're not close to this, which I'm not, they've actually changed sort of what these all mean. So movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill. These symbols are quite new to me. But as we look at the individual weapons, there is no change compared to what we've already got. I was hoping to see some sort of evolution for the las gun, but the las gun here, because there's 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 3, AP 0, and 1 damage. Everything is the same as it currently is, or as per what 9th edition shows already. So I was kind of hoping for a bit more here, but the new codex hopefully will give us a bit more of a tactical injection. Right, so then the ghosts. Now, obviously very detailed set of instructions. One thing I didn't notice on the leaks was you actually get the little nice detail with Scout Sergeant McCall, always get that name wrong, but basically you can achieve need to have his cloak on or cloak off, showing his very sort of bushy hairstyle. So yeah, these are, you know, they're pretty straightforward, and to be honest, they're not complex models to create. But something I didn't know in my last video was the point cost of this unit. So 135 points for 6 models. I can't see anywhere in here which gives the option to just to take like 2 or 3 of them, or have to take all 6 at once. It's not clear yet to me. All of these rules are exactly what I had in this video here, if you want to check it out, which goes through the rules in more detail. Some minor points to sort of clarify is they all get frag grenades, which is pretty obvious. They all get a straight silver knife, which I wasn't sure about before, but that makes sense. And the straight silver knife, the key detail is AP -1. It always helps, yeah. And the frag grenades are no change to what we have at the moment. The only thing I didn't know in the other video I did is actually this rule here, Gaunt's Ghosts. Basically says other Astra Militarum units can't issue these guys orders. And a key point here is this unit can perform actions and still make ranged attacks without the action failing. So that's pretty big actually. So these guys can be sitting on an objective with all the rules making them harder to hit or not being shot at all. Still be able to shoot at enemy units and perform an action, which is a big thing actually. That'll definitely help and really make this unit all about securing objectives, because I think some comments I've had in my previous video was actually from a demo jumper point of view, there's not much here which can do much work. I mean, the autocannon, which is Bragg's, he's got ballistic skill of 5+, albeit he can shoot twice if he misses the first time. Right, so hopefully interesting. I mean, you can see the global dominance of GW now. It's got, I think that is, I want to say that's Japanese, and that's also Chinese. So great for our friends and fellow hobby enthusiasts in the Asian countries. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Any questions, I guess, let me know. But yeah, hopefully you get to buy the kit as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you want to really support me, you can do so on Patreon. I've got a link below. And I've got a Patreon platoon. Every video I do a Patreon roll call in honor of my Patreons. Patreon platoon, sound off. Colour Sergeant DuPont, Sergeant Adal, Sergeant Gilliam, Sergeant Merrill, Sergeant Sims, Veteran Brady, Veteran Gibson, Veteran Hall, Veteran Lundeen, Veteran Mitchell, Veteran Witten.